Wow, this is actually a great new experience. I'm going to start it off with that because this is my first time being on a Zoom with you, Amber, and that we're both signed into the same account, and you have the permission to record from your desktop or laptop because I'm always on a mobile phone. So I just learned something new today, and we're having a first time experience. I love a first. I absolutely love first time things. This is our first feature type interview to go over a few things about what you've learned, how you developed out of the person on this journey, being connected to me and not so tightly connected because you've always been virtual. Besides a few events where we've been in person, you've been virtual and stayed on, connected in, and then we're off a little bit and said, hey, yes, I'll help out again. And then kept progressing and continue to progress with us. I am going to have to ask about that. But what I'm looking for will be a few things that we reviewed, 5 examples, and it doesn't have to be 5, I just have that number, of ways that you feel that I have impacted your life for the positive.
Yeah, thank you for that intro. And no, I agree. I think, which I'll get into, my experience working with you, Ahava, has been great and has taught me a lot. But first off, I think one thing that I learned being with you, interning with you, is better communication skills and being direct in what you can do versus what you can't. I think once I started to take on a lot for graduate school applications, there were a lot of things that I necessarily couldn't put on my plate or thought I could but couldn't. So in interning and doing certain tasks, I think I learned from you that it was okay to say no, that wouldn't work right now, or maybe that's not the best plan of action. So I think that's something that's really great. That I was able to cultivate through working with you. I think another thing is confidence, right? I think in taking videos constantly and taking pictures and all of that, I think it helped to grow my confidence, not only in the physical aspect of learning angles and things like that, but just being more confident in front of a camera and knowing what I'm capable of. I remember when I first started with you and I was like a sophomore in college, and I was like, I don't really take pictures, I don't really do all that. And now I'm comfortable in front of the camera and comfortable saying what I have to say and being visible. And that's really important. And that could apply to other realms in life as well. I think all of these could apply to other realms. Also, I think something that I learned from you is organizational skills, right? There's a lot going on and balancing a lot, I think. And I think it's really important to give every responsibility that you have in your life time. If you're saying that you're going to do it, I think it's really important to at least try, right? And I think I'm still working on my organizational skills. But trying to put things in my calendar, trying to put the right times for the Zoom meeting. We actually put the wrong time. So I'm saying this and I'm like, no, but I think just that's a work in progress, right? I think that's something that I could continue to work on. That I think that this job maybe puts into play, or this internship puts into play, really something that I continue to learn. And that's part of the process too. But going back to something that I'm actively better at.
It's all great.
Yeah. I had more in mind. I think it's really great to advocate, and I think Ahava has a lot of advocacy work that she does outside of AhavaFelicidad hairline, but I think advocacy could be dreamt of in many different ways. One of them being helping to support a Black-owned business, right? And I think that's advocacy within itself. And I think playing a role within your business, Ahava, has helped in an indirect way that I didn't necessarily expect, right? To help you as a business owner grow, being part of a team, being with other Black women. And I think that's really important and something I value. So I think it's helped my connections, networking, communication, like I said, organizational skills, and confidence.
Getting chills from that because you felt like an advocate by working with me as a Black woman in business.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. No one's ever wow, if they're thinking, it's you express that so well.
Oh,
That
thanks.
because that is that's true. That's really true. You've been advocating for, because you're like, I'm advocating for Black and brown. You're advocating also then for women, but you're advocating in particular this expression of, I'm helping a Black business owner. Amazing. Okay, so let's get a little bit more specific on the maybe some specific examples of impact, how your relationships with other people have been impacted because of what you've learned, or learned from working with me, or developed or discovered from working with me. Any specific examples you want to give of impact where something maybe shifted that wasn't going so well and you were able to move it to the right to make it better? Anything like that happen ever?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question that you ask. There is actually one example. I was just in Mexico over the last weekend, and last week, but I was with my girlfriends, and we were taking pictures and doing everything trying to capture the moment. And I think, just generally speaking, once I started working with you, there's more of a push for me now to capture the moment, to like be comfortable taking pictures and doing things like that, which seems like superficial in a very surface level sense, but in actuality it's really important, because think also it's taught me not only confidence but mindfulness, and being able to be within the moment and being able to remember that moment, but also being like aware that this is a moment worth capturing. I don't know, that sounds, yeah. Yes. But yeah, like that. Yeah, so it's really like it's
before, like I grew up taking pictures. I love taking pictures. I'm the one that had the camera, but before you're like, oh, I don't really like to take pictures. I don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, these, people, camera, what is it? What's it called? Well, not that, well, we know the camera shy and now camera comfortable, or camera shy and now camera fly, because that's what you are now. Those who are just like, I'm going to avoid that. But now it's more of an engaging thing, so you can be even closer with a group of friends because you're cool with taking those pictures. Hey, I'm here with you. And you didn't like social media so much. You like social media a little bit more now?
Yeah. I'm on social media now. But it's not, yeah, right? Like it's about that, but also just like remembering those moments and recognizing like you could capture those moments and be comfortable within your own skin, right? Within that. So one of my friends, like she wasn't comfortable taking pictures and everything like that. But through the end of we had a conversation about like just the importance of capturing memories, especially in our 20s, and just to like live life and to be comfortable within your own skin really too, because she was unsure about how she looked and everything like that. But by the end of the trip, we were able to get her to take some beautiful photos with all of us together, but also like some beautiful photos of her just smiling and laughing. And I think I brought up the idea of like being mindful and being within the moment and just like capturing those beautiful moments of like your own authenticity, but then your friend's authenticity, and being able to just be comfortable. And I think being in front of a camera sort of teaches you these things, and teaches you comfortability, familiarity with your own self.
So you were able to impart something to support another person, another woman on her journey of, feeling better about herself and
right
stuff.
Right.
Excellent. Now, let's ask you to rate your fabulousness. So when we first met, you're going to give me a rating of your fabulousness when we first met and your fabulousness now on a scale of 1 to 21, with 21 being that you are the most fabulous. So when you first connected with me, how fabulous did you think you were?
I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. And I know I keep on saying that word, but it's important. Also, sorry if you hear my cat meowing. I apologize. But maybe like a 14, we're gonna say.
Okay. And your fabulousness now?
I know it's a scale out of 21, but I'm gonna say a 28. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. I just think I'm more confident within myself. I know what I bring to the table. And that's really it.
That's like you have to go off the chart. I knew that you were gonna go off the chart. We're here. You had love. I knew it. I didn't know how high the number was gonna be, but I was like, she's gonna go over the 21 because that's what just That's just what makes sense, because that is also my expectation. And I could have given you a higher fabulousness rating, but I tend to find that my Z's, because that's the generation you are, because we all know that I'm an Xer, will shy away from certain things, but then do a lower self rating. So you gave yourself your self rating for you, and then you like doubled it. So that's a great way to look at things and how you feel about yourself now. So you already answered the how you feel about yourself on camera and or being photographed now. That covered that one as well. And then I would say, I'm going to tell you, just give you a few words or feedback on how you've impacted me. You got to have that, right? So having interactions with you has impacted me in a way where I feel like I can be more expansive. So the support that you provided and the candor, I really, really honor and respect the way you are. And I thought I'm like, oh, this is just Amber. But now I'm realizing that you're saying it's a little bit of me too, but your ability to be able to say, I can do these things, but not that thing. Because I would make sure to say, hey, I'm not looking to overwhelm you. I'm not looking to pressure you. Pressure makes diamonds, yes, but we're already emeralds. So we're looking at this whole, I can do this, this, and this. But oh, Ahava, no, I'm not going to be able to commit to that one. And then it's okay, because I'm not trying to force you or push you into something that you're not able to do, that you're not going to excel at, and that you're not going to process. Then it can go on where it's taken care of in another way or by another person. But your ability to be clear and confident about the no, it's not a no, or sometimes, or the not yet, how I would phrase things as a yes, but not yet. Maybe I could come back to this. And I'm like, okay, cool. But to hear you say that is important to me, because then I feel like this is great. You're honoring your self-care. So you've allowed me to feel more expansive and, of course, more supported, because whenever there's something else that needs to go on in the business if there's something else I need to go on in the business that I may not be able to get to, then, you're there to fill in where this is something I really need done and I can't get to it. And then you can, and then that's accomplished. And there's another brick laid in the foundation. So who would you recommend to work with me? Who are these people that you would recommend work with me? What do they want out of life?
That's a really good question. I think this is a point that we got to before, but something that maybe is not as thought about, right? Like the idea of supporting small Black-owned businesses is really important. Somebody who understands the importance and significance behind that. Somebody who understands and respects natural hair, I think, is really important too. You know what I mean? Understands and enjoys the mission behind the business, right? Which is caring for body and health and wealth and all of that, and hair. Right? Mindful, somebody that's mindful, confident, all of those things.
Okay. So where does their confidence level need to be?
28, like mine.
It's going to get higher. They have to start at 28.
Oh, no. I don't have to. Yeah. 14.
You? The cat's behind you.
I know. You see him?
You haven't talked about your cat.
Oh, his name is Charlie. Charlie. He's going to sleep. Yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I think would be the characteristics that would best suit somebody to work here, if that made any sense.
Okay. It makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, great.
So that is a wrap up of this feature. I already have plenty of pictures of you, so I'm going to ask you for pictures to run with the different answers to the interview questions. And I'm excited to, for the first time, see how we're going to transfer a receipt of the video, like how I'm going to access it, because this again will be a new and first thing for me is receiving or having access to the recording and then trying to post it.